Guys, how are you all doing today? I just want to kind of explain what's actually happening at the moment on GBP USD. Just want to do my own back testing, my own perspective of the market. So what happened is, I've been talking of expectational order flow for quite some times, and it has actually been working for me. Expectational order flow. So because you can see what actually happened here, let me delete this line so you can have a clearer view of what's happening. So on the 30 minutes time frame, we can see we broke the structure here to the upside. We broke the structure here. We had the break of structure there. Then we had the market structure shifted down here. But what actually happened was you can see even though this next pullback was very shallow, but as long as it can be classified, as long as it can be classified as a pullback, we are not expecting the high to break. That's expectation of that flow. You can see even though we're having a whole lot of imbalance here to be filled, we have a very nice range before the impulsive move, the other block here. As long as we already form another pullback and we can classify it as a pullback, we are not expecting the high to break. So we're expecting the low to keep breaking until the high breaks. So what happened was, and this is very corrective, you can see we came all the way and pullbacks. When I'm talking about pullbacks, what I can classify as pullback, I want a corrective structure. If you are making a lower low, a lower high, lower lows, what I can actually classify as a pullback is if I see something like this, I want a corrective structure as a pullback, then I can classify it as a pullback. So this can actually be classified as a pullback because it went up in a corrective fashion, breaking its own high. It came all the way down here, then it went all the way up here. You can see that was quite corrective. It came all the way down here, then it went all the way up. So I can actually classify that as a pullback. Then we broke the structure with very nice conviction. You can see a whole candle closed below. So this is a very nice conviction close. So expectation and that flow says this eye will not go because it is a strong eye. 80% of the time, the eye will not be even swept or broken. So the remaining 20% of the time, maybe 10% of the time, the market it will sweep this eye, it will sweep this swing, then continue lower, and the other 10% of the time, it will actually close above. But as per 80% of the time, this eye will not be broken or swept. That's why I follow 80. That's why I follow the expectation order flow. But you can see this trade right here was actually missed, and it was my fault because I actually over refined my order block. If you are to draw the order block, you can see that the order block is this whole area, that last up candle before the down move. You can see that's my order block. But I went down to the lower time frame to refine my order block, and that's why I actually missed that trade. But this also gave us another. So what's next now is this low. Since this low has been broken, yeah, I will actually call this a very good conviction close. So I'm going to count this as a break of structure. We are not expecting this high, this very high. We are not expecting this high to go. We're not expecting this high to go. Maybe it can get swept and continue, or it can actually break. But expectation order flow says this high will not be broken until it is broken. So 80% of the time, the highs will not be broken. So, but what actually happened here was this trade I missed. There's actually a confirmation entry here. I actually told Tife this. There was one time I explained this to Tife that if you are making lower highs and lower lows, for example, if you are making lower highs and lower lows, for example, and expectation order flow says we are not to break this high, and we have a very nice extreme order block. When we have a nice extreme order block here, when the market goes back into the extreme order block, when the market goes back in a very corrective fashion to the extreme order block, all the way like this, We have to wait for this low to be broken before we can classify it as a change of character, before we looking for shots. But as for me, as per it is the extreme order flow, I will actually count a double break here I will actually count a break of this structure, of this very structure. I'll count it as a change of character because I already know we're already in the extreme structure already. So I'll be looking to enter from somewhere here to take the market all the way down. So my entry will be around somewhere here. With the confluence of us already tapping into the extreme major POI, I will not be expecting this minor low to be broken before I classify it as a change of character. So it is exactly what happened here. You can see this is the swing structure all the way from here. This is actually the swing structure, and this one is not even having any. Well, maybe you can count this as a pullback on the lower structure, but you can see what happened. The market came all the way up, but because we already tapped into our extreme POI, we can actually look for something like this for entry. We can even, as long as we break the first structure, we can look for entry here to go all the way down. So if I'm to go to the 5 minutes to have a better view, you can see that was what happened on the 5 minutes actually. You can see that was what happened on the 5 minutes. What happened was we came, we went up, we came all the way down. Then we went up again, then we break this structure. After the break of this structure to the downside, that gives us a very nice conviction that we are going down because one, we already tapped into the extreme higher time frame POI. I'm going to be using a dot for this and I'm going to be using this as black. So we already tapped into this extreme POI, this major POI. Then you can see we came down, went up. This high becomes weak because it did not break this low becomes weak because it did not break this high. Then this high broke this low, so this makes this high a strong it makes this high a very strong, hey, it makes